Hello and welcome to Understanding Astrology and Psychology Bridge series. In these series of videos, we are going to uncover the hidden layers between understanding the 9 Enneagrams in the Enneagram system of psychological evaluation, which has got 9 basic archetypes, bridging with the 27 Nakshatras in the 12 zodiac signs of Vedic astrology. And we shall also borrow in from the 16 Myers-Briggs type indicators of personality into the 27 nakshatras in 12 zodiac signs. So we'll basically bring in the Enneagrams as well as MBTI models into the 27 nakshatras. So there'll be basically 27 videos of each. This is the introduction part of every video. And how we are going to cover that is by taking a standard format. This is for Ashwini Nakshatra, for example, where we are going to discuss the talents, abilities, ambition, and fulfillment in career first. Then we are going to do some SWOT analysis, strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats to each from a personality perspective. Then we are going to have some keywords which are discussing the different career possibilities for such nakshatras, especially if it's the Lord of the D1 or the D10. Best working relationships it has with other nakshatras, for example, this one has with Kritika, Rohini, and Vrikshira. And then we are going to bring in the Enneagram model types, 3 of them, which are closely matching with Ashwini kind of themes which we have discussed here. And later on, we'll also bring in the MBTI, again 3 types, which closely match with Ashwini. So now you can take this as a personality test. If you don't know what your MBTI type is or Enneagram type is, I have covered it in a detailed playlist on this channel in a separate playlist, which gives the description and Excel sheet with the free download link of each and every Excel sheet. And you can find out what your Enneagram type is, you can find out what your MBTI type is, and then come to this one. Okay. The rules are basically the same. To begin with, you can start with these 4 basic sets of rules. How do I start? If I have my Vedic astrology chart in front of me, the natal, the Navamsha, the D10, how do I start? Always first see the ascendant nakshatra, be it natal, D9 or D10. That's the first starting point. For empty houses, if your 10th house is empty or your first house is empty, see the cusp of that house and what nakshatra that falls in. That would be also a good start because we are seeing it from a nakshatra point of view here. Yes? Number 3, for intimate relationships, marriage, see 7th house, 5th house, natal as well as D9 and the nakshatras thereof or the planets sitting thereof. Okay. For career talents, see nakshatra of the Lord of the 1st and 10th house in both natal, Navamsha and D10. Compare and contrast. Natal is how you were born. Navamsha is how you turn out as personality later in life, post 32 or 36 years of age. And D10 is what talents, how you will be using the nakshatra talents in your career, in your business, in your job. Right? So this being the basic set of rules and introduction, let's get started. So the 12th nakshatra of Uttara Phalguni falls between 26 degrees 40 minutes of Leo going into 10 minutes of Virgo. So essentially we are speaking of graduation of leadership qualities in terms of work, okay, in terms of energy. So it's going into a very grounded sign and it's a sun nakshatra. Sun rule nakshatras are all about power, all about fame, all about graduating your ideas of leadership, what it really means to be a leader in your community, in your work, etc. So sun, it has a lot of original ideas. Okay, sun has a lot of vision. Sun stands for vision, the 5th house. That's what the quality of this nakshatra itself is. And if you remember the life lesson of Uttara Phalguni from the heart of nakshatra, it is strength and wealth maintain a marriage. And what kind of marriage are we talking about? In Purva Phalguni, it was about starting a relationship. In Uttara Phalguni, it's about maintaining that. So it requires strength, as in inner strength, as an intellectual strength, because most of it's going into Virgo. You need to maintain that. You need to have enough strength and you need to have wealth. You need to generate physical wealth, resources, abundance, because it's an earth sign. It's going into the earth sign now. Virgo is very grounded. Virgo demands daily work, selfless daily work. That's what Uttara Phalguni comes down to. So let us remember those signatures of the nakshatras as well as where we are going into from the zodiac perspective. Okay? So we are essentially talking Sun going into Mercury. So it's all about intellectual capacity of leadership. Personality of Uttara Phalguni, they are generous, they are practical, and they are reliable. Desires, they desire stability, service, and practicality. See, you can see the Virgonian traits flowering in there. They like responsibility, generosity, and they work. Virgonians work a lot. Most of the planet is where they fall in is Virgo, so there will be dominant Hasta Nakshatra, Uttara Phalguni, and the first half of Chitra in the world. Dislikes, they dislike irresponsibility, wastefulness, and laziness. Sun is there. Sun does not like laziness. Sun is very punctual. Sun is always on time. Okay? Sun's job is to be responsible. He's a responsible king. Intimate connections, practical and reliable, values stability and service. So strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. What are those for them? Their strengths are, they are organized, they are analytical, and they are service-minded. Remember, Virgo is service-minded and analytical as well, and organized as well. Virgo can be as organized, the best organizers and detail-oriented people in the zodiac. Weakness, they can have perfectionism, they can get overcritical, and they can be inflexible. These are the weaknesses. Got to avoid this. Opportunities, they are having good roles in administration, healthcare, and counseling. We shall see that more when we tie in Enneagram and MBTI also. Threats, stress from perfectionism, conflicts from criticism, and rigidity. Virgo can be very rigid. Virgo is very critical. This is things to be avoided for all Virgo in general, even Hasta Nakshatra, the next one. Keywords for career being they can have HR career in human resources, HR professional, employee relations, and HR management. Virgo has everything to do with humans, in general humanity. Okay, especially in Uttara Phalguni, it's all more about people. As you can see, all the career is about dealing with people. Other keywords being teaching career, educator, education professional, academic career, school teacher, or even lecturers, professors in a college or in a university. University career, basically academia. Healthcare career, healthcare professional, medical career, nurse, doctor, or caregiving, health caregivers of any kind. So all career is generally very practical, very human oriented. We can see that theme in Uttara Phalguni. The best working relationships they have is with Magha Nakshatra, which complements leadership with detail oriented work. Hasta Nakshatra enhances analytical tasks with skillful execution, because Hasta is the next one, again in Virgo, two grounded signs. Nakshatras, Shravana Nakshatra, which is the moon nakshatra of Capricorn, which provides wisdom and guidance in service roles, because it's essentially a service-oriented job, which Uttara Phalguni is more keen on. We are highlighting this more from the career perspective. Now that artificial intelligence is busy taking other people's jobs, it would be a good time to find out what your career drive really is. What are you good at? And we are using Vedic Astrology, Enneagram, and MBTI to do that. So now let's see which Enneagram type you are, which MBTI type you are, and how that would align with different kind of professional roles that you might enjoy. If you don't know what your Enneagram or MBTI is, I have made a whole Excel set of worksheets. It's in my other playlist. You can download it and take it for yourself. Let's see the Enneagram type now. So the first Enneagram Uttara Phalguni matches with is type 2, the helper. The key traits being generous, demonstrative, people-pleasing, and possessive. Their basic desire is to feel loved. The basic motivation here, they being needed and appreciated, they have a need for this, forming close relationships, and they are psychologically moving towards people. Therefore, their characteristics of being caring, interpersonal, and people-pleasing could be in careers of HR, human resources, employee relations, HR management, that kind of a thing. Because they are wanting to move towards people. This is more towards moving people. So if you are a type 2 Enneagram and Uttara Phalguni dominant in your D1 10th Lord or D10 10th Lord or Ascendant, you might be good at these careers. Next one, Enneagram type 1, the reformer. Principled, purposeful, and self-controlled and perfectionistic. Who are the perfectionistic in this context? Let's see, in terms of career. The perfectionist is one who is wanting to be good, they have integrity, and they are wanting to be balanced. Always go with the basic desires of Enneagram. It will give you a vital clue. Basic desire and basic fear is where it stems from concerning the Enneagrams. Centers of intelligence is the body. Their motivation, this is another key, is to strive for perfection and improvement, avoiding criticism. Once again, they are wanting to move towards people. They are principled, purposeful, and self-controlled. Perfectionist type of people, I would put them in the bracket of academia. They're very idealistic. They love teaching, conveying knowledge. Therefore, they can be good at teaching, like lecturers, counselors, education professionals, academic careers, school teacher, professor, and so on. So the reformer in this context with Uttara Phalguni, if you're an Enneagram type 1 and you have Uttara Phalguni, try the academic line of career. Last one on the Enneagram highlight is type 6, the loyalist. Once again, these are people-oriented people, moving towards people. Their key traits being they are engaging, responsible, anxious, and suspicious. Their basic fear is being without support or guidance. Their desire is to have security and support. Motivations are seeking safety and security and being prepared for potential problems. Who is looking for potential problems? The characteristics being committed, security-oriented, engaging, and responsible. Now, this loyalist, in the context of Uttara Phalguni, I will put them in healthcare industry. The doctors, the nurses, the surgeons, okay, the healthcare professionals, ones who want to take up medical career, okay, nursing, caregiving even, the hospice industry, taking care of the elderly, all of this. They will be good at that because they are still moving towards people, the loyalist. And so their basic desire to have security and support, what we need, we typically end up giving in our profession. That's the way it feeds itself. The soul feeds itself by externalizing things. And we see this theme commonly in all zodiac and all nakshatras. As we go along, you'll see that more so. Now let's see the MBTI types. So wherever your MBTI types, these match, and you have Uttara Phalguni in D1, D10 dominant, especially as the 10th Lord, then the career would be those kinds of things. First one is ENFJ. Now what does ENFJ signify? ENFJ, the protagonist, they are diplomats category. They are charismatic and inspiring leaders. So the Leo factor comes in. They're able to mesmerize their listeners. The characteristics are charismatic, altruistic, empathetic, and responsible. In their daily life, they are organized and proactive. They often take on leadership roles. So this will be more of a management person. HR management, HR professional, human resources, because they are still moving towards people, as we saw in the Enneagram. In work, they excel in roles that involve leadership, teaching, and helping others. Also, teaching career comes in here. Lecturers, professors of our university, academia. Common fields include education, healthcare, and human resources. Well, there you go. They have all the three. So if you are an ENFJ and Uttara Phalguni, your career is dominantly in these areas. Also see D1 and D10, Lord of the 10th, if it is sitting in this nakshatra. Next one is ESFJ, the consul. Again, these are sentinels, so they are guardians. A consul, ESFJ, is extraordinarily caring, social, and popular. Always eager to help. Characteristics are they are sociable, supportive, organized, and conscientious. They are very organized people, very Virgo-like, because this is falling under Virgo. Uttara Phalguni begins Virgo. They enjoy helping others, often taking on roles that involve community engagement. That's important, especially this day and age. In work, they excel in roles that involve caring for others and maintaining social harmony. Common fields including teaching, healthcare, and hospitality. Well, again, all three of them. See where your Mercury is, see where your Sun is, and if it is sitting in the sign of Virgo, it becomes very strong, obviously, in the communicative roles. So it will become good in teaching, educator. If it is sitting with Moon, it might be more in the realms of healthcare professional, medical career also. Mercury with Moon, for example. You got to see the planetary arrangements also. I shall deal with this more in zodiac level later on. ISFJ being the last one. What does ISFJ interest in? They are the defenders. ISFJ, the defender. They are very dedicated, warm protectors, always ready to defend their loved ones. They are loyal, they are meticulous, they are supportive, and they are practical. Nurturing and detail-oriented. Once again, the two characteristics of Virgo, nurturing and detail-oriented. They often focus on caring for others and maintaining harmony. This is the underlying drive of Virgo. Caring for others, working for others selflessly, maintaining harmony, and being supportive on a grounded level. So their common fields would include healthcare, education, and administrative support. Once again, all the three come in ISFJ. You got to see where it is coming. See where Moon is coming, where Sun is coming, where Mercury is falling. These will be the drivers of Virgo and what kind of profession you would choose. Next, we shall see the 13th nakshatra of Hasta. Okay, in the meantime, take care, be safe, have a good one.